Hello and welcome, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm really happy that you're here, and hopefully you'll find that it will be very much worth your while, as I have some powerful and impactful tools to share with you on how you can reduce your stress so that you can live more fully. So the webinar today is for women who are in the messy middle of midlife and in the messy middle of a period of stress. So you probably feel that your career is controlling and overpowering your life, that you're giving so much of your life to your career that you're not present in your personal life or in your relationships. And when you are feeling stressed or overwhelmed, maybe you're feeling that you're stuck there, that life is too busy, it's getting you down, it's suffocating you, that you're unable to get on with other things, that you're feeling frustrated, worried, miserable and unhappy. So midlife itself is a time of change. It brings life transitions, responsibilities, menopause, and they all bring added challenges. So if you're feeling stress or overwhelm, you may have just come to the point where you want to overcome that stress or overwhelm. And we're all on a journey. The last few years have been incredibly stressful times, and we keep thinking that we're coming to the end of that stressful time, but it continues. And many of us are getting through in survival mode, and in survival mode, the body doesn't have the time or opportunity to rest and recharge, and that can lead to exhaustion, burnout, and mental, emotional, and physical symptoms. And many midlife women are feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and burnt out. And trying to balance the demands of work and personal life leaves you feeling like you're unable to keep up, and that leads to feelings of overwhelm. So how many of you have been working on your personal development for a long time? You've done training, you've done coaching, you've attended seminars, quite possibly you've been in therapy or in counselling. And yet, how many of you are still experiencing more stress and anxiety and overwhelm than you'd like in your life? So we must have a fundamental problem with how we deal with stress. Stress is the feeling of being under too much mental or emotional pressure, and that pressure turns into stress when you're feeling unable to cope any longer. So another problem is that there is no quick fix cure to stress, and no single method is going to work for everyone. We can't switch off or remove stress. Life will always put new challenges in our path, and it's known that living with chronic stress can actually shorten your life. And I know all of this to be true because I tried many ways of dealing with my stress and overwhelm, and some of the options do work, but only briefly, until the next time that stress comes along. I experienced burnout for the second time late last year, and this time it was a slow burn. So I have been interested in personal development almost all my life. I enjoy learning about neuroscience, neuroplasticity, psychology, spirituality, and I understood a lot of these learnings, but I wasn't able to actually change my mind to the degree that I needed to. And 5 years ago, my burnout became a breakdown. So I spent 2 months in India at that time, and I decided to study yoga. So that photo is from my yoga school, and that's in a forest overlooking the Ganges River. And those are the foothills of the Himalayas on the other side of the valley there. So that time for me was really restorative. I'd always been seeking, I was curious about learning, and I realised that I was seeking help and ultimately seeking an end to my suffering. And at that time, I experienced my spiritual awakening, but that quickly turned into the dark night of the soul, which I hadn't even heard of at that point of time. And it got to the point where I just wanted to turn it all back, go back to where I was before. And it really felt like a self-help purgatory. But I was much more self-aware, aware that I still had limiting beliefs that were affecting my life and affecting my business. So I decided to delve even deeper into self-discovery and growth. Not only do I have a lot of the tools, I've actually created a lot of tools, And even though I had all of these and I knew I had a lot of the knowledge, I just didn't integrate it. So last year then was another very, very challenging year. I was living in survival mode for a very long time, and that led to another burnout. So I really immersed myself back into teachings. I was learning with Gabor Mate and Dr. Joe Dispenza, very much interested in healing and how to rewire your brain for health, and that's mental, emotional, and physical health. So I studied with more teachers, expanding my mind, paying heed to my emotions, and I knew that all of this was aligned with my work. I've always taken pieces from learnings and made it practical so that people can practically apply it into their own lives. So I rediscovered, I understood, and this time I applied, and I developed an integrated holistic framework centered on the mind-body connection. So who am I? Well, I'm Jules Hawley, and I'm a wellness coach for midlife women. And I include the dog for a reason because she's part of my recovery and of my wellness for life, which we'll talk about later. So I've been training for over 20 years. I have a corporate background in HR, human resources, so I have been leading personal development for over 20 years. Always very interested in personal development and personal growth. I also led on organisational development and culture change, and I was very much interested in mental health at work. So I introduced frameworks and training in workplaces and worked on a voluntary basis with mental health charities. So learned a lot from them as well. I left my career 5 years ago. That was in the midst of my burnout and also when I was experiencing a very, very difficult perimenopause. At that time, I'd never even heard of perimenopause, let alone know how to manage it or how to help other people manage theirs. Since I left my corporate career, I've worked full-time as a coach and also as a consultant, so focusing on workplace well-being and helping businesses to implement that. And alongside that, I work with Over the Bloody Moon, so they're a leading menopause support provider. I'm a trained menopause mentor, and I help develop and deliver training to businesses, and I train menopause mentors so that they're able to support other people. I've been coaching for 10 years. I've completed 2 life coaching diplomas, NLP and mindfulness-based CBT, that's cognitive behavioural therapy, diplomas in those as well. I'm a trained yoga teacher, as we saw from the photo earlier, and pranayama, which is breathing practice, that's a very, very important part of my practice. And I'm also a trained Reiki practitioner, so I've always been interested in healing energies. I'm always studying, and right now I'm studying Ho'oponopono, as I want to be able to base my programs on a foundation of lasting healing and lasting healing practices. So I very much believe in a holistic approach. My business name is Mind, Body, Life, Soul. And integrated holistic approaches now have a lot of research emerging in support of them, and I believe it's the only true way that you can regain and maintain lasting wellness. So I mentioned earlier that I had learning and I had tools, but that I hadn't integrated them enough to actually change my mind to the degree that I needed to. Well, now I've done just that, and I've identified 4 key shifts that you can learn to stress less and to reduce the impact that future stress will have on you. Now, there are many things that we can practice or adopt that reduce the intensity of how we respond to stress. And that means that even when the stress does keep coming at you, and sometimes that can be daily, you'll have enough self-care habits that you won't be overwhelmed by that stress. So these 4 shifts or secrets or elements combined create an integrated holistic health framework. Now, an integrated holistic lifestyle is a way of living that considers the interconnected, easy for me to say, considers the interconnectedness of physical, mental, emotional and spiritual well-being. And these choices prioritise whole person health and balance, rather than focusing solely on isolated physical symptoms or individual aspects of health. So the goal of integrated holistic lifestyle choices is to create a harmonious balance across all aspects of life, leading to an overall sense of well-being and happiness. The first shift in the framework is awareness. So awareness is an important component of stress management for several reasons. Learning to recognise the physical, emotional and behavioural signs of stress and the impact that these are having on you is very important. Stress has an impact on your long-term health, so it's important to understand more about the stress and the impact of chronic stress on health. Identifying the causes of stress, which are the ones that are causing you the most stress and having the most impact on you, your health and your life. And it's so important that you take a short pause to manage your overwhelm. Now it sounds counterproductive to pause, but you have been spinning so many plates for so long and that hasn't been very effective, has it? So this pause will allow you to clear your mind, to stop spinning, to declutter, to help you stop feeling like you're spiraling out of control, and to learn simple practical tools to manage the overwhelm in future. And finding acceptance means accepting where you are, your current reality. If you stop resisting and avoiding where you are, it gives you the freedom to stop fighting and to start from where you are right now. And then it's choosing to take agency, deciding that the time is now, identifying the priority areas that need to be addressed and taking action on those first, so that proactively you can reduce the negative impact that stress has on your life. And these aspects of awareness play a critical role in stress management because they provide you with a deeper understanding of your stress levels, the impact of stress on your health, and give you the tools to effectively manage stress. And the next element is focused on healing. So the mind-body connection is the concept that our mental and emotional states can affect our physical health and vice versa. So this means that the health of your mind and your body are closely connected and can influence each other. So stress and negative emotions can affect your physical health by increasing the production of stress hormones, and that can lead to physical symptoms such as headaches, stomach aches, and a weakened immune system. And on the other hand, physical illness or injury can also affect your mental and emotional well-being, and that can lead to feelings of sadness, anxiety, or frustration. There are many different ways to cultivate a healthy mind-body connection, and this module explores those. Addressing mental health concerns is essential for managing stress. Mental health is closely tied to emotional well-being, and people who are struggling with mental health issues are more likely to experience high levels of stress. Emotional well-being is a key component of overall health and well-being, and people who are struggling with emotional issues are more likely to experience high levels of stress. Emotional well-being is your overall emotional health and your ability to cope with the challenges of life. It involves having a positive outlook, being able to manage and express your emotions, and having satisfying and fulfilling relationships. Good emotional well-being is important for overall health and well-being. It can help you feel more connected to others, more confident and self-assured, and much more able to cope with stress and adversity. And on the other hand, poor emotional well-being can lead to feelings of sadness, anxiety and loneliness, and can negatively impact on your physical health and your overall quality of life. And next we look at pillars of wellness. Now the first of those is managing stress, which is what this is all about today. The next is movement, and that's moving your body frequently. Also nutrition and how to optimize that. And sleep, again, optimizing it so that you're getting good quality sleep and enough of it. And looking at your environment, that can be getting out in nature for grounding, but also decluttering your space, the spaces where you work and where you live. And then looking at your purpose and meaning in life. And by making positive changes and adopting positive habits, these lay down strong foundations for wellness. So we'll also be looking at letting go of limiting beliefs and behaviours. Many of our thoughts and beliefs are limiting. Now, beliefs are formed primarily from your parents and from your very early experiences, and later on from other experiences in life. And these form the basis and the lens through which you view the world and things that happen to you. So we look at how to uninstall the programmed limiting beliefs that are holding you back from achieving your full potential in your health, in your business, and in your life. So it's reprogramming those beliefs that are preventing you from living your most healthy, happy, and impactful life. Empowerment is an important aspect of managing and recovering from stress because it helps you to take control of your life and intentionally and purposefully create a more fulfilling and less stressful future. Creating a vision for life and work gives you clarity around who you want to be. Having a clear vision for your work and life gives you a sense of direction and purpose. And then you can focus on what is most important and meaningful to you so that you can prioritize your time and energy in ways that are most beneficial. And by learning and implementing stress management techniques, you'll have the knowledge and tools to better deal with stressors and reduce their impact on your health and well-being. Feeling in control of your life and time is essential for reducing stress levels. By taking back that control, you can prioritise what is most important to you and reduce the impact of stressors. For those of you in leadership positions, it's important to learn to lead differently, learn to disconnect when you're outside of work, create leverage so that you can enjoy more free time, and create a vision and deliver high value results through a more considered yet impactful leadership of your team. Establishing boundaries involves setting limits on what is acceptable to you and what is not, so that you can better control your environment, protect your time and energy, and reduce the impact of stressors. Establishing those boundaries will involve having difficult conversations. Some will address the root causes of your stress. Some may require you to confront difficult situations, and many will be communicating your newly established boundaries with other people so that you can continue to protect your time, your energy, and ultimately your health. So to summarise, empowering yourself in these ways can help you better manage and recover from stress, and by taking control of your life, creating a positive vision for the future and developing new coping strategies, you can reduce stress levels and improve your overall well-being both now and in future. Establishing foundations for wellness in life is important for managing and for recovering from stress because it creates and sustains a supportive and nourishing environment that promotes well-being and reduces stress. So the following are key aspects of establishing foundations for wellness in life. So it's important to find and restore balance in work, play, rest, and all other important aspects of life. So that you have a less stressful life, but also a more fulfilling life. And achieving balance is essential for reducing stress and improving your overall well-being. Simplifying life can reduce stress levels and improve well-being. So that's by reducing clutter, both in your environment and in your mind, minimizing distractions and focusing on what is most important. You can create a more harmonious and supportive environment. By developing supportive relationships and finding a sense of community, you can reduce feelings of isolation and improve your overall quality of life. Recent research has shown that women with a strong support network and a strong community have a much more positive menopause experience, so that demonstrates how important it is to have that real sense of belonging and support. It's important to develop resilience, and I also think it's important to define resilience, because sometimes there seems to be an understanding that it means to toughen up so that you can handle whatever life throws at you, and that's very much not the case. It's to strengthen, to rest and replenish on repeat. Resilience is the ability to adjust or to recover readily from illness, adversity or major life changes. And I heard it recently described as a buoyancy, and I think that's a much more positive definition of what it means, because developing the ability to adjust to and recover from adverse situations is important for reducing stress levels and improving your overall well-being. And by developing resilience, you can better cope with life's challenges with less stress and improve your overall quality of life. Daily practice is one of the most important tips to note. Developing a daily practice such as meditation, exercise or mindfulness is important. If you don't continue to practice, you won't continue to enjoy the benefits. And by incorporating a daily practice into your life, you can reduce stress, improve your mental and emotional well-being and create a much more fulfilling life. And it's really essential to continue to nurture your well-being. It's essential for reducing stress levels and improving overall well-being. Prioritising self-care, reducing exposure to stressors and incorporating activities that promote well-being, they can all help you to create a much more supportive and nourishing environment for yourself. So now you have a choice. I've noted that there are three choices, but actually I've noticed there are two, but actually there are three. So one would be to do nothing. You don't have to do anything at all, but there will be a cost to that and potentially on your health. You can do it on your own. There is lots of free content that you can consume. Chances are that you may continue to go around and round on practitioner and coaches carousels trying to solve your health, and you can continue to hope that you improve even though that hasn't worked until now. You will be able to get more information, but that probably really hasn't ever worked for anybody, and now could be your opportunity to do it differently. I could help you become more empowered and more enabled to take personal responsibility of your mental, emotional and physical health and well-being, and I will help you to discover your personal roadmap to health and well-being through making integrated holistic lifestyle choices for a more balanced, healthy and happy life. And I will go on that journey with you. I will support you, guide you, help you to troubleshoot, coach, champion you, cheer you on and believe in you sometimes whenever you potentially don't believe in yourself. So if you do feel like your head is spinning, I have set some time aside in the next few days where I can speak to you personally about how you can apply these shifts to your own life starting today. So whatever your biggest challenges are, I can help you to overcome them so that you can start to take your life to the next level. If you call me, we can create a plan for you to start managing your stress and prioritizing your wellness. And in that call, we will create a crystal clear vision for the healthy, happy, balanced life that you want to live. You will uncover the key stressors and main challenges that are sabotaging your health and life goals right now. And you'll leave that session renewed, re-energized and inspired to finally make life changes to regain your health, energy and purpose once and for all. And we'll also have a chat to see if it's something that I can continue to support you with. So if you are tired of overwhelm and chronic stress, if you do have physical, emotional and mental symptoms of stress, you maybe have feelings of anxiety, worry and physical symptoms such as headaches, fatigue and difficulty sleeping, you are probably feeling unable to manage your stress any longer and could be feeling isolated and unsupported. And despite all of your best efforts so far, you may be feeling helpless in managing your stress levels and improving your overall well-being. Chronic stress and burnout can lead to feelings of unhappiness and dissatisfaction with life, so you may well be feeling very unhappy and dissatisfied. So if you have been wanting support, if you have a specific problem that you actually want help resolving, and if you want or need to address this right now, please don't wait to start living a better life. Schedule a call and you can get started, but you must be ready and you must be willing to take action and you must want to and feel that the time for change is now. And who is it not for? Well, there's no catch, but the call isn't for everyone because, as I just said, you must be ready and you must be willing to take action, and you really must want to make changes and feel that now is the right time to do that. So if you are just exploring your options or just kicking the tires or know that now is not your time, then that is absolutely fine. I really do hope that you took something away from this. Please do stay in our community and you can continue to access learning materials and content. But I would ask that if that is the case, that you do protect my time so that I can use the time to help somebody else, and then wait for now, but book a call later whenever you do feel ready. And the call is absolutely free. The link to schedule a call is posted below, or you can scan the QR code that's right here on this slide. Now, both the link and the QR code will take you to a calendar link where once you've picked your appointment time, you'll be taken to a short questionnaire. Now, the questionnaire is short and simple, and I do ask that you please do fill it in, as that helps me to be better prepared for the call so that I can better support you on the call. We'll start with a short consultation over Zoom, and that will last for 30 minutes. And I do promise you that I don't do any arm twisting or hardcore selling, so please don't be worrying about that. Instead, you will walk away with a specific, tangible, implementable ideas that you can immediately start using in your life to create that crystal clear vision for the healthy, happy, balanced life that you want to live, to uncover your key stressors and the main challenges that are sabotaging your health and life goals right now. And you'll leave the session renewed, re-energized and inspired to finally make changes to your life to regain health, energy and purpose once and for all. So we'll start with that 30-minute conversation. You'll get your plan and we can consider together what the next step is. That might be to continue working together. It might be that we have a follow-up conversation. I might send you free content because now is not the right time for you, and that is absolutely fine, but I do ask that you do stay in our community. Almost everyone tells me that this call alone is the best time that they've spent on themselves in a very long time. So please, if the time is right for you now, please do book that call. It's confidential and a great way for you to get perspective from somebody who knows what you're going through, as I've been in your position. People ask me, why am I doing this? Well, because it's my purpose to change the midlife experience, and that's one stressed midlife woman at a time, because I believe that it's possible to live a better life. I know that my framework works for people and can help you to do that, because I struggled alone for almost 5 years, and I don't want anybody to go through what I did alone. So we can explore all of that and see if it's a good fit for both of us. If so, brilliant, we'll start to work together, and if not, then that is absolutely fine too. So thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being here. It has been my absolute pleasure to share this with you, and I look forward to chatting to you soon.